Okay, today's morning medicine is three medicines. I'm going into the Aurums. Aurum is gold. So there's like seven of them. Tomorrow is going to be Aurum Metallicum, which is the main one that we use. But these other ones mixed together, like arsenic is mixed with gold, bromium is mixed with gold, and iodide is mixed with gold. And these three I'm going to go over today. So the first one is Aurum Arsenicum. Depression, it has the depression of Aurum or gold and anxiety of arsenicum or arsenicum has the patient has is very anxious. They can't sit still, their mind's anxious, their body's anxious. Gold has a great depression about it, as you'll see on Wednesday, tomorrow. Yeah, today's Tuesday, Wednesday. Cancer based on tuberculosis miasm or a syphlitic constitution, whether they acquire syphilis themselves or it's inherited from the parents. So there's a miasm there, a syphlitic and a tubercular miasm mixed in with this medicine. And the whole miasm thing, I don't think I did anything in my community yet on that. That's pretty deep. And my goal is to get people to just understand homeopathy at this point and start utilizing it for their families. As anybody that wants to go deeper, I've got a lot of tapes from my mentor, Robin Murphy, who everybody's using their books, using his uh, Materia Medica and his repertory. So, yeah, he's one of the main purveyors of homeopathy from the 1970s and 80s. So gold, our Aurum arsenicum, gold and arsenic. The arsenate of gold was first used by Christian in cases of tuberculosis. So he was using it for tuberculosis. Later, it has been used by others in syphilis. So tuberculosis or syphilis, either one, this remedy can be very valuable for, especially chronic syphlitic headaches. They have chlorosis, which is the yellowing or greening of the skin, anemia, which is not enough red blood cells to carry the oxygen, and cancer is a three for this. Aurum arsenicum can be a big cancer remedy. Lupus, which is the immune system attacking the normal or the normal uh, tissues. I couldn't think of the word. The normal tissues of the body. So that's what lupus does. The immune system rises up and attacks the normal tissues, and that's probably where cancer and all that's coming from. The depression of aurum metallicum and the anxiety of arsenic are often present in cases needing this remedy. Cancer based on tuberculosis miasm or on a syphilitic constitution. The first effect of the remedy is to cause rapid increase of appetite, so they get real hungry once this remedy is taken. The peristaltic contraction of the stomach and intestines are excited and absorption accelerated. So they're eating a lot. They got this great hunger and they're really absorbing the food quickly. Blood, glands, and bones are centers frequently involved. So you'd probably have swelling of the glands, you'd have bone pains, bone stuff going on, cancer of the bones, whatever, and the blood, the anemia and the blood and everything. This one really works well with that. Chronic otitis, which is the heart stuff, tuberculosis and syphilitic headaches, also in anemia and chlorosis. Okay, so that is our Aurum arsenicum, gold mixed with arsenic. And you normally, I don't even think I have that medicine, to be honest. Now, if you're given, you have a patient or a person that the uh, gold is indicated, Aurum is indicated, and it's not working, but they have the anxiety of arsenic, so you give arsenic, and that's not working, arsenicum. That's when you would go to these two mixed together. So, this can come in handy, but it's not one normally used. So, bromadium, Aurum bromatum. Bromadium is valvular heart disease along with other things. So, let's get into that one. This is another unproved gold salt. So it's not really proven medicine, neither any of these. Imagine if you prove them, you'd get a lot more of these symptoms down. A lot of, this would fill in this board. Aurum Bromatum has been recommended by Dr. E.M. Hale as being superior to other preparations of gold, especially in certain nervous disorders of epileptiform. Epileptiform is epilepsy. So a lot of epileptic things going on with this. As migraines, night terrors, and sleepwalking. Also in valvular disease, that's of the heart, and hypertrophy. Hyper, hypertrophy. Well, attacks of faintness with coldness and feeble pulse, alternating with attacks of congestion and red face with palpitations. So there's that, a lot of heart stuff, especially with this medicine. In headaches with neurasthenia, I didn't look that up. Migraine, night terrors, valvular disease, neurasthenia, migraine. Well, let's look it up. I should have time for all this. Migraine. What is migraine? It's probably something very simple. Migraine. Uh, hmm. Let's say medical. Medic. Migraine medical. That doesn't work. This must be an old term. Migraine in humans. Let's try that. So sometimes Megrim is a vampire and a member of the various blood coven. Megrin's got to be blood stuff. You know, I don't know how else to look it up. That's interesting. All right, so what's the next one? Megrin neurasthenia. Let's try neurasthenia. Let's continue with Megrin. Do I got it spelled right? Megrin. Oh, M. Sorry. Megrim. I got it spelled wrong. That's why. Megrim. Sorry about all this. Depression, low spirits. What the heck? What, isn't that something? Megrim is low spirits or like a depression. So there's that arm part of it, which is depression, and neurasthenia. That's got to be nerve stuff. Neurasthenia. Let's see. Thank God these aren't too big of ones. I've had a cold. I got a cold again yesterday. I can't believe it. I don't know where this stuff coming from, but I took Beta came on real quick, and I had no reason to have a cold. Neurasthenia, neurasthenia. Being I had that cold come on quick, I took aconite last night, but it didn't really do nothing. I woke up, I sort of had the chills, I had this headache. I had a headache yesterday. Now, most people say, oh, I just got this migraine headache. Well, I guarantee it was some kind of cold or something coming on. So I had this headache, and I took aconite, went to bed, and I woke up with some chills. Felt like I had chills. I mean, it got cold overnight. I leave my window open all the time, but I still had that headache. So I thought, okay, with these chills and everything, I took belladonna and I felt better immediately. Now, I still feel funky, so I'll probably take some more belladonna and take a little rest and see how that goes. But neurasthenia is a historical meta term that refers to a condition characterized by chronic fatigue and weakness. Oh, so it's not nerve stuff, it's fatigue and weakness. Neurasthenia is fatigue and weakness. Megrim is, low spirits or depression. Isn't that something? These old terms and these different terms. Would that help me if I'm trying to help somebody? Not necessarily. I would know they have low spirits and low all this stuff. But this is in night terrors and valvular disease, so they have um, they wake up with bad dreams. They have low spirits. They have headaches, and yeah, this is a very small medicine that's not proven, so it's not really used much, and like in epilepsy, there's a bunch of medicines, but you could go through a few epileptic remedies and be like, it's not working, and this could be one that would work. So these combination remedies that haven't been proven much, you don't really have a lot to go on with it. But it could be, and I've seen, when I read the comments in some of these medicines, when I read the comments, they they'll go through 5 or 6 remedies, especially a smaller remedy. They'll go through 5 or 6 remedies, and they'll try this medicine at the end, finally, and they'll be, this medicine works, So if you're trying a bunch of remedies and they're not working, you may want to look at some of these smaller remedies, But it doesn't have to be that, the normal ones, like I used belladonna, aconite. I tried those couple. Gelsemium would have been another one I would have tried for this cold, and it just goes on to the indication. So these are not highly used remedies. They're not even proven remedies, but these doctors, these guys in the past have used them and gotten some, like this one for epilepsy. You may go through a few epilepsy remedies and nothing's working. What the heck's going on? And you may, this may be a small one within your repertory that's there, but and you look at, you don't have much to go on, but you give it and it could totally clear things up. So the next one is Aurum Iodatum. Chronic pericarditis, which is heart stuff, valvular disease, and arteriosclerosis, which is, the buildup of plaque in the blood vessels, the veins. This is another unproved gold salt. And that's why I say these gold salts aren't proved. Now, when I get into Aurum metallicum tomorrow, that is a proven one. And there's a lot to that one. I won't be able to do all of it, but I'll get through as much of it as the important stuff of Aurum metallicum as I can. This is another unproved gold salt brought forward by Hale and used by him with success in cases of above named diseases, which is below actually, where symptoms of the component were present. Okay, chronic pericarditis, valvular disease, arteriosclerosis, ozena, which is nose stuff, lupus, which is, of course, it's the immune system attacking normal tissues, osteitis, which is bone stuff, ovarian cysts, myomata uterus, which is fibroids. This is good for fibroids. There's a bunch of medicines for that. There are, and they are pathological lesions, so they're just disease lesions that offer favorable ground for the action of this powerful drug, and senile paresis. Senile paresis is like, what is it? Paralysis. I think I looked that one up. All these terms, you really don't. A lot of these terms, I'm pretty sure paresis. Let's see. Senile. Let's do senile. Yeah, there it is. I knew I looked it up earlier. General paresis is a severe form of neurosyphilis caused by syphilis bacterium in older adults. It's characterized by significant mental deterioration, including dementia, memory, and language problems. So, we think this dementia and what do they call that? Dementia, and I'm having it now. Dementia and oh goodness, the other thing the old people get, and they can't think straight and they get mad and all that. Anyways, so from this medicine you can see that the senile dementia and I forget the other name of that stuff when they lose their mind. But anyways, it seems to come from syphilis, and like this said up here, acquired or inherited. Sometimes the person isn't sexually promiscuous and they don't contract syphilis themselves, but they have the syphilis miasm in their parents, grandparents, whatever, and it comes in as a miasm in them, causing them to have the Alzheimer's. I couldn't think of that. Alzheimer's, or what was the other one? dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that. So, we're thinking, they're thinking, well, I don't know where this is coming from or what's going on, but according to this, they can have it from inheriting the miasm of syphilis or having syphilis themselves. So I don't think the doctors, I don't know how well they are with miasms, the regular practitioners, but the miasms can cause a lot of these symptoms, and it can be from their grandparents, and you don't even know, they might not know anything about their grandparents or what went on with them. They may not know their grandparents had tuberculosis or the grandparents had syphilis or what's some of the other ones? Anyways, and you don't know that, but this miasm sets you up to have this dementia and this Alzheimer's and these things. And we don't know. Just like, I could have said yesterday, I got a headache just because I got a headache. Too much this, not eating. I went to work, I went over with the bee lady and worked with her. And, I ate yogurt and berries in the morning, drank some tea, and I didn't eat till about 3 again. Now, could that, I gotta say, oh, I didn't eat, and that's what caused me a headache, you know but I'm pretty sure it was some kind of flu, cold, whatever. I touched, somehow I got that. Anyways, and so, like I always say, I got a stiff neck. I wake up with a stiff neck. Why do I have a stiff neck? We don't observe and see what is causing this stiff neck. Is it a flu, a cold? Is it something else going on? We just think we slept wrong. I got a headache. Oh, it's because I didn't eat. But I guarantee I had like some chills. I feel kind of funky today. So there was something I acquired. Somebody had a cold or flu. I don't doubt somebody. It was her dad or mom and her. I don't doubt there could be some kind of cold sickness flu going on there. And I, touched them or came in contact with them. And basically, this I had come home, I had a headache and I felt miserable. I could tell when I was working with her, it was like I was getting a little miserable with the whole thing. And that's not just, and I didn't have the headache then, but as I got home, started when I got home, I had this headache going on, and then I ate, and I didn't eat well. I had hot dogs with a bunch of nitrates from my folks. Now there was, um, what else did I have? Oh, and then I drank a pop, which I haven't drank a pop in a long time. I don't know why I had this desire for a bunch of crap. Now I had sauerkraut, which is good for you, but my mom, I think she put sugar in it to take out the sourness. So it was a whole day of eating bad. So other than the berries, I had berries and yogurt in the morning with some green tea. That was the only good thing I had. Now that could have set me up for the whole idea of, and then not eating all day. That could have weakened me enough to acquire this whatever cold I had or flu. So today I take care of myself, eat properly. I got some soup from some nettle and stuff I got out of the woods, plantain and stuff. I'll have that today, and I'll have try to eat healthy today, and I'll take care of myself. So, but belladonna, it did the trick. I woke up, I felt like I had the chills, so I thought, what medicine is this? And I didn't look up in no books because I didn't feel like it, and I just did some belladonna, and I do feel better. I do feel a lot better. So I think I took what did I take? A 30C. I might try a 200C, see if that'll finish it off, so but that's how quickly and easily this stuff can work. You don't have to look in all the books and that. You just have to have a few keynotes in there. And the chills and the headache, and I felt warm. Belladonna has that. I didn't look and see if my face was flushed or my pupils were dilated. None of that. I just had the chills, the hot. I felt hot, and I felt and I had that headache. So belladonna seemed to, take care of that. So woke up, took that, laid back down about I don't know early in the morning there, and then I fell back to sleep. So that's a good sign. Always when you give someone a homeopathic medicine, they fall back to sleep. Like the girl that had she said, she had that COVID, and I told her to give her gelsemium. She went down to the health food store, got it, took gelsemium. She said the fever broke. Now I don't doubt that fever broke. I guess she had a fever. I didn't even know that. She's just not moving. That's the only symptom I got. And gelsemium, that's a big keynote. gave her that gelsemium. She said the fever broke, and I don't doubt she fell asleep right away, woke up the next day feeling great. So, and that doesn't happen normally with normal doctors' prescriptions. It'd be probably a week of sitting around being miserable like that, and being sick, if you don't get worse. But anyways, when you take that medicine, the first thing that happens is they get ease and they fall asleep, just like this one. That you give the arsenicum, Aurum arsenicum, and that anxiety. That person's anxious and all of a sudden, when you give that medicine, you'll see them just relax, and the anxiety will go away, and eventually even the depression, the feeling sad and depressed and all that will go away. So, all right, that's Aurum arsenicum, Aurum bromatum, and Aurum iodatum. And tomorrow is Aurum metallicum, which is gold. Pure gold we're given tomorrow, and that one's been proven, and there's a lot to it. And just like arsenicum's been proven, bromatum, I'm pretty sure that's been proven. I know iodatum's been proven, and probably bromatum's been proven. So those three medicines have been proven. Now, if you're given bromatum and it's not working, you might want to consider Aurum bromatum. And I'm sure bromatum's mixed with a few other things. And same thing with iodatum. I know iodatum's mixed with a few other things uh, besides Aurum. So, all right, that's enough. That's morning medicine. You can now, of course, like I said, I'm gonna eat well today, take care of myself today. So if you're um, not eating well and you're overexcited, over anxious, you got stress in your life, you're not doing any movement, no exercise, no, I do qigong and stuff like that, which is an energy medicine. Everything I do is energy. Homeopathic medicine is energy. Um, Qigong is a medicine. It's basically a medicine. It's an energy, produces energy. Shiatsu, that gets the energy flowing in a person. That, when you have a pain and you press on that spot and release, that gets things flowing again, gets the chi flowing again, and heals up that area. So that's to get the energy flowing again. So, anyways, that is morning medicine. You can age, but you don't have to get old.